Yeah, hello. Hello, guys. Good morning. Yo, Stream Elements is bugged. Why is it still late? What the heck? Anyways, good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's stream. Beautiful. What up, Cammy? Good morning. Hello, good chat. Your room is dark? Hold up, let me turn on the lights. Good point. Is that better? Well, actually, chat, is that an aesthetic? Does that look cool? Is that kind of weird? Is the blue lighting weird? It kind of looks like Colgate faded blue. It's kind of weird. Way better? Okay, I'll fix the lighting eventually. I just have this like random bar light that I've just never used. Good clickbait title? Hell yeah. Dude, I'll have Osu Laser installed, so I'm gonna just yeah. Oh wait, I need to set up my stream deck as well. Hold up. Let's see. Face cam. Variety left and right. All right, do these buttons work? Beautiful. Oh my goodness. Wow, incredible. And then what else do I need? Osu gameplay. I forgot I had an Osu one. Oh, chat. Today we could probably set up RSG. Holy fuck. Wait, that's huge. I've been wanting to get back into RSG too. Osu gameplay. I'll preemptively make an RSG scene. Actually, no. It's probably just going to be like one of these. Oh, but I also need my hand cams. Top down and side profile. But those aren't going to work yet. So... Oh, wait. That's profile. Scene. Side profile and then top down. Okay, I feel like I use top down a lot more than side profile. And then I use the variety right more than everything else. So these are my most used scenes. Okay, awesome. Okay, some of the scenes are still broken, but I'll fix them as we go. Laser quick play. I heard that matchmaking is live, and so like I'm excited to try that out. See what the vision looks like by the Osu team. Oh, what the hell is this? Lamau? Queenie Wans, hello. Your voice sounds exhausted. Is this because of Cloud Kitchen? Let's just say I was up pretty late, and I was working on Cloud Kitchen stuff. The startup world is very interesting. I thought running my own business was like, you know, things were chronically on fire. Being in a startup is like trying to put out Instead of like putting out a fire in your backyard, you're trying to put out like a blazing flame in a forest that's like moving at 60-mile-an-hour winds. And your team is like 3 dudes. It's crazy. You're 1 stream away from your 3-stream streak award. Dude. 3-stream streak, 2 out of 3. Tune into 3 of BTMC's consecutive streams to earn 350 channel points and recognition. Wait, you weren't kidding? Is that actually a real thing? Fucking Twitch started adding channel point rewards for you to come into my stream. Look in chat. Oh, it's literally right there. Wow. I'm just blind. Wait, that's actually insane. Watch streak reached. Currently on a 3-stream streak. Wait, that's actually insane. I think that's actually kind of useful. Because then I get to see like all the people who are like, you know, recurring active viewers. That's always been a thing. It's just a message that's new. Oh, I guess I'm blind. We love being blind. New Osu Laser player? Yep, that's me. Never played Osu Laser in my life. It's going to be my first time ever. True. Hey, Ed, any tips on how I can get better at stream maps? It depends on where you're at. If you've never played stream maps before, then there's like a baseline that I recommend people to go at, which is like 170 BPM, triples, 5-note bursts. Like play maps around that BPM and just get used to the idea of like this galloping motion with your fingers. I use ring index. You can use index middle. No problems with that. Just gotta grind it out, you know. So if you have more information about what your skill level is at, then I can give you more information on like how you can juice those numbers, you know. Fuck me, I did not mix that. I'm better at bursts than I am at streams. I feel like that's for most people, dude. Actually, I feel like I've been regressing. I feel like my bursting has gotten a lot worse compared to my streams. But yeah. You're quiet as hell. Wait, deadass? On my side, it seems like it's fine. But I guess I could like up my mic volume. Testing, 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 testing. Did that help at all? Sounds okay. What do you mean you're installing for the first time? It's clickbait. What actually happened is that like I forgot to move over my Osu installation from my old PC, and so I'm just going to be reinstalling it. Let me see if I can adjust my microphone. Testing, 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 testing. I hear this like high-pitched like whirring sound in the background. Do you guys hear that? Yeah, there's like this like low-level noise. Testing, testing. Oh shit, clean camera angle? Thank you.
It's me, Smile.
Waverly, what's up? Thank you, thank you. Welcome back, man. What are the PC specs? It's juice, dude. It was sent to me by iBuyPower. It is a RTX 5090, 9850. Wait, 9950 X3D is the processor, and then like 32 gigs of RAM. Shit is crazy, bro. Yeah, I finally cashed in my my iBuyPower PC after like so many years. Actually insane. Where's my heart rate monitor? I actually need to form like a to-do list for me to like bring up at the beginning of every single stream so I don't forget these things. There it is. I saw recently that there were people complaining about the 5090 causing crashes with OBS and not to get a 5090. Well, if that happens to me, then I guess I'm fucked. Awesome. Crazy. Is it this one? Yes, it is the height Y70. Ryzen 9 9950X 5090 32 gigs. Wow, this is literally my PC. That is quite literally my fucking PC. Wait, chat. I can actually do this. Check this out. Chat, I know that that's my PC because I can do this. Boom. This is what someone just sent me in chat. You see that case? Well, guess what? Boom. Boom. There it is right there. It's kind of hard to see from this angle specifically because, like, the idea is, like, when you walk into the room, that's where it gets interesting because, like, you can see it from this angle, right? You're like, ooh, pretty PC thing. But then, like, yeah, unfortunately, when I'm actually at my desk, I don't really get to see any of the juice. So, it is what it is. I didn't take the wrap off, so I'm going to have to go into my PC again. Once I'm done configuring the internals of the PC, then I'll take off the wrap. DMs leak GG. Oh no, I have messages from Deadrote, Level Up Expo, the Roundtable, Tobis and City, and then United States Cup 2024 BTMC, and also Dream. Like, dude. Is the zoom camera back? It is. Okay, it's a lot slower, so I feel like it's not as funny, but like I can still get the clip. And it's high resolution. You can like count the like the unshaved hair on my mustache. So like, yeah. Pretty dope, yeah? Also, why can you see my nipples so clearly? It's actually insane. I'm just gonna cover them. We can see the imperfections of your body. Listen, that's how you know it's real. Wait, you said 9950 X3D? It's this one then. Wait, is this not the same one that you linked? What's the difference? Am I dumb or are they the exact same? Ryzen 9 9950 X3D CPU. Ryzen 9 9950X. Oh, that's an X CPU, not an X3D. Yeah, so this is the PC then. Oh, damn. Wait, but this one says it's a 5080, but I have a 5090. So I guess I have like some things changed. Also, I'm getting slightly annoyed. Hold up, let me change something here. I'm bringing my chat closer to my monitor. Okay, hopefully that's better. I also need to increase the font of my chat because I can barely read y'all. Settings. What the heck? How do I increase the font size on Chatsin? Font. No, there's nothing. What the? That's weird. Could have sworn that there was a way. Control plus? Well, I have this on my iPad. That's the problem. That's weird. Okay, I might just have to deal with the tiny chat then. Or maybe if I increase my text size in iOS, then it'll increase it for everything else. Text size. If I make it huge, it does affect chat sync. Okay, it's slightly better now. Chat, this is the difference I made. Oh, it's so scary to like bring this thing out every time. I moved my iPad from here to here. That's literally it. And like, it was like really hard to like read my chat because it was so tiny. I ideally want it to be bigger, but like, this is what it looked like before. Holy shit, this thing is so buggy. This is the text before. Kind of hard to see, yeah? And then this is the text after. Oh, shit. It's slightly bigger. Good enough, right? Is that liquid ass? Yes, it is. How could you tell? Hey. What happened to the teleprompter? I can bring out the teleprompter anytime I need to. Here. So like, the idea is when I need to use my teleprompter, I'll physically take this, mount it onto the camera, and then like adjust it so that I can like use it. So like, the problem is when the teleprompter is mounted, I can't physically zoom in the camera as easily. I can't like do this shit. So that's why I take it off. Unless I need to use it. I'm at an Osu meetup wearing the 727 shirt. Wait, the official one? Fire. Where's the screen on this? What do you mean the screen? Installing lazer for the first time. What do you mean? But you played Osu before? It's clickbait. I've played lazer before. It's just on this PC. I forgot to transfer over my Osu files from my old PC, so that's why I'm like installing Osu lazer for the first time on this PC. Massive hello from me and Captain Sierra. What's up, Aspect? What's good? So when are you switching to Linux, bro? Maybe if I ever get a functioning brain, that'd be dope. You gotta update the wiki. BTMC means I buy power task manager Microsoft computer. That is probably the worst one yet, and I've seen a lot of really bad acronyms. Okay, all right, let's get started. I have Osu currently installed on a separate drive. Wait, drive I is not connected. Okay, no one cares. Streaming. My Osu is installed right here. I want to install Osu lazer here. So then I will download Osu lazer. I'll drag the install here. And let's see it work. What do you think of Windows 11 so far? I don't give a shit, man. Wow. It literally just launches? Oh, damn. What the fuck? I thought there was going to be like some installation package Windows thing. Guess not. Yo, why does my face keep like popping up out of nowhere? What the heck? What the heck? What the fuck? Wait, where does my face cam keep coming from? Okay, I'll be honest, chat. I have no idea how my face cam keeps appearing whenever I like alt tab. Like what? Oh, it's from my nested audio inputs. Oh my goodness. Wait, that's crazy. Okay, that should be fixed now. All right, let's try this again. Oh yeah, do you still wear your posture brace thing? I've tried a different solution because I found it was like pretty unreliable unless I kept resyncing it. So I bought a t-shirt that basically like annoys my muscles and annoys my skin unless I like have good posture. So yeah. Okay, previous OSU install. Computer. Wait, where's my O drive? What the? Wait, why is this my G drive? It should be my O drive. Wait, that's actually gonna annoy me. Okay, fuck it. This is probably going to break a shit ton of other things, but I don't care. I want this to be my O drive. If this is not my O drive, I give up. How do I change it? Right click. Property. Well, this is my OSU drive, right? Is this not my OSU drive? Okay, I must be losing my mind. Because I know for a fact that I changed the drive letter to an O. And I could have sworn that I put like one of these pieces of tape on it that says OSU. Please focus. Please. I could have sworn I put one of these pieces of tape on it that literally says Osu. But like this drive doesn't say Osu on it, which is weird because like where the fuck did that drive come from then? All right, I'm gonna plug in these other drives and see if like they also have Osu on them, and then we'll get to the bottom of this. All right, I just plugged in the 4 terabyte one. And before Ed has 5 Osu drives. Yeah. What if it is your old Osu drive? I have no idea. If it is, then like I guess it works. I mean, this was last changed 25. This is like May. I could have sworn that I've reinstalled like some of these things a lot more recently. Okay, where is T9? Magician Launcher. What does that even mean? 4,000 gigabytes. That's 4 terabytes, right? So that must be the one I just installed. So it's empty. Okay, let me try this one then. Okay. This is my old Osu drive. So this one's definitely old. This is all the way back. Oh shit. Is that where my COE footage went? Oh no, what the hell is this? Oh damn. It's ProBox. Oh shit. Is this all I have from COE 2019? Oh damn. Oh yes. Oh my god. Wow. Ancient ass photos. Alright, I should probably make sure I don't lose that drive. Okay. If this is actually my Osu drive, why the fuck is it an H drive now? It's supposed to be an O drive. How the hell did it change to H? Wait, is it? Wait, no. It was G. T9 Osu drive. Chat, is it possible for Windows to like rename a drive like on its own? Yes? Wait, why? Because Windows is shit? No, dude, that the letter isn't tied to the drive? That's so... Okay, whatever. Right click. Wait, it's disk management, right? Okay. T9 Osu drive. Properties. No. Change drive letter and paths. Change. Assign O. Okay. Yes. It's currently in use. Maybe it's because I have one commander open. Goodbye, one commander. Oh, okay. T9 Osu drive. There we go. I don't think drive letters are saved across Windows installations since drive letters are just a Windows thing, not an actual drive data. Oh, shit. So, like, me naming it the Osu drive, or me naming it the O drive is only on this PC, but not all my other PCs? That's kind of cringe. I think you should turn off BitLocker. What is BitLocker? Wait, is that the thing that keeps encrypting my fucking SSDs? What the fuck, dude? Disk? Wait, so is it in disk management? How the fuck do I turn off BitLocker? Any knowers? Just type BitLocker in search. Manage BitLocker. It's not working. Maybe it's like one of the tweaks that like Deadroot used. I don't know. Disable BitLocker. When you run this command LT, it removes all key protectors and begins decrypting the content of the volume. Disable BitLocker mount point and then the drive letter. Disable BitLocker for all volumes. So I can just run this except replace the drive letter for everything and it works, right? Yeah, it seems like I have to use the command prompt. So that's the C drive. PS is not. PowerShell. It needs to be PowerShell. Remove the PS and the C. Okay, hold on. God, I feel like I'm gonna like destroy something. Huh? Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna assume that Deadroot did something that already disabled it or some shit. Maybe that's what happened. Yeah, like Deadroot ran some tweaks to like de-bloat Windows 11. So like, yeah. Okay, it's whatever. It's whatever. Listen, chat. We got what we needed done. The O drive is back. All right, the OSU drive is officially back. Okay, we do in fact have the OSU drive. This drive, disk 2, that's BitLocker encrypted, it's empty anyways. I formatted it specifically for it to be the Linux drive, and when I bring someone on to finally install Linux, that's the drive that they'll use. And Deadroot told me that there's no point in formatting it anyways because they need to format it in a specific way for Linux. I don't know. With that being said, everything else works, and I think we're good. Pog champion. Okay, next up. Install OSU. Error opening path G. That's because it doesn't exist anymore. It's now the O drive. Woo! So I have OSU here. I have OSU lazer here. I'll run the install. Huh? Wait, what the fuck? Where's OSU lazer installed? Open file location. Oh, fuck. Wait, no, that's just a shortcut. Where are OSU lazer files installed? And how can I move it? Anyone know? It's in app data? Shit. Can I not move it onto like a separate installation? Just delete and download again. Because I don't remember it specifying an installation path when I first opened it. Just open lazer and change the folder and settings. Oh, if it's that simple, then like maybe we take those. You can't move the executable from app data. Only the folder where the beatmaps and other data are. That's fine. I think he's 0.9. Change the settings inside lazer. Got it. The O drive. OSU. Beatmaps. scores, skins, collections. Got it. Oh wait, I can continue on. Ed, there's change folder location. This is the previous install. Where the hell do you see change folder location? It's in the same screen. The fuck do you mean? Below. Oh my fuck. Sorry, chat, I'm blind. I'd recommend you to make the 1x interface scale because of the skins will not work properly. That's fine. It worked for my skin, and that's all that matters. Reading letters is a skill nobody can master. Listen, I'm a master skimmer. You're watching a master at work, aka failing epically. Ooh, okay. I think I have everything on defaults, right? Oh, wait, I don't want whole. Okay, classic defaults. Mod select hotkey style. Classic. Sequential. Automatically focus search box text in mod select. Score display mode standardized. Always play first combo break sound. Show health display even if when you can't fail. Yes. Snaking out sliders. All right, I think that's it. Your folder location thing failed, by the way. What? And the file system is NTFS. Wait, my OSU drive is not NTFS. Don't tell me I have to format my fucking drive. Yeah, my drive is fucking exFAT. It's so I could use it on like Mac. NTFS doesn't work on Mac, does it? NTFS is Windows only, is it not? Dog, we need to ditch the Mac, dude. It's kind of dope for me to just like, yeah. I regret showing you tech tips. What the fuck? Mac can read but can't write. Huh. Wait, so should I just like format my fucking drive? Wait, why the fuck is OSU laser only? Just plug in the other T9 drive? I mean, I could. Why would you use Mac if it only allows exFAT? Well, like, I use exFAT because it's compatible on both Windows and Mac. And that's a default. Like, these Samsung SSDs default to exFAT. Like, if I were to format this right now, exFAT is... Okay, it's not the default, but when I first plugged it in, it was exFAT. You know? Okay. Here's what I'm gonna fucking do, okay? I'm getting triggered, bro. I'm actually getting triggered. I'm losing it. I'm losing brain cells over this shit, dude. Okay. This is a fresh 4 terabyte SSD. Yeah, yeah? Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna plug this in, and this is gonna be my new OSU drive. That's right. Brand new. Never before seen. How's my OSU folder going to be 4 terabytes? I have no idea. Wait, but then if that's going to be the OSU drive, then I can't have 2 O drives. So I have to like rename the drive letter and then like move everything over. Oh my fucking god. Okay. Here we go again. Disk management. Change it to lazer. No, that's funny. Nah, I'm keeping it my O drive. my OC drive is the O drive. There's no negotiation. Change drive letter and paths. I'm gonna change this to, I don't fucking know. Z drive. Okay. Shit. Oh fuck, but do I really want 4 terabytes? Okay, whatever. Okay, it's changed to the Z drive. I'm also going to rename it. T9 2TB SSD. Apply. That's 1 terabyte. Ew, what the fuck? Why do I have 1 TB SSD? Okay. Now this is the 4 terabyte one, yeah? Let's confirm that there's absolutely fucking nothing on it. Magician launcher. What the fuck is magician? Magician launcher refers to the executable file magician launcher exe that launches the Samsung Magician software, which is used to manage and optimize Samsung solid state drives. Check drive health and performance, update firmware, securely erase data, and migrate data to a new Samsung SSD. Does anyone give a shit about this? I can just delete this, right? I think I've just deleted it. Okay. Format. NTFS. T9 4TB OSU drive. Okay. Okay. Properties? No. Change drive letter. Change to O. OSU drive. Okay. I now have my brand new O drive. Now it's time to move things from... Why is it still called T9 OSU drive here? Hello? I renamed you. Okay. Okay. The only things I need is Osu. All right, let's see how long it takes for it to transfer 100 gigs. About 9 minutes. I bet. And then Osu laser. How about I transfer this shit later? I just install Osu laser. Oh, wait. It creates its own separate folder? Oh, if that's the case. Oh, shit. Install that exe. What's that file manager? It's called One Commander. Set up. Previous Osu install is at Z drive Osu. Change folder location. O drive. Pause champ. Chat, is NTFS used in Linux? Can I use NTFS in Linux? No. What the fuck? What does Linux use? Please don't say exFAT. EXT4? What does that mean? Can you move your face cam out so we can see the percentage? There is no percentage. You just have to install a proper driver to use it. Otherwise it kills you. XT4 is a billion times better than NTFS. Oh my god, dude. Chat, you guys are actually going to get me like on like literally Linux pilled, dude. Dude, it's actually so weird. You guys, did you guys see Karyu's like Genshin video where he tried Genshin for the first time? It was like, fine, I'll try Genshin Impact. And he like for literally years, he's been in the Osu house, or some people call it the Genshin house. I mean, we literally have a Genshin shrine. But anyways, like he's heard things like Spiral Abyss and winning the 50-50 and hyper bloom and all these other terms, and he has no idea what they means, right? Currently, that's me with Linux. I don't know what the fuck a root is. What does sudo mean? What's it called? What other things do people say? Okay, I know about Arch Linux. Yeah. Root equals admin account. What does that mean? Jumbo crab, thank you. Sudo play Osu, bruh. All right, is it currently importing? Wait, is Osu laser installed here? Holy shit, it's working! Oh my god. Finally. Okay, I should probably move my drivers over. I don't think I actually need anything here. What the hell are Andy files? Oh, this is when I went to Shanghai. BTMC local recording. What the fuck is this? Audio playback device is currently in use. What does that mean? Oh, wait. Do I not have VLC installed? Open with VLC. Okay. Okay, I'm not sure if the gamma actually shows on
Oh
stream,
my god,
but
is this the fucking... damn. Osu setups battle. Good times, good times, good times. But I think all of this is literally like trash. Like I can just get rid of all this. Yeah, I guess I just have a 1 terabyte SSD that's just chilling now. 4 terabytes for Osu is kind of like complete overkill, but I guess I can double it as like my travel / vlogging drive. And then hope to God that I don't fucking lose it. I'll use this as a backup of my Osu drive and then like, yeah. Tachyon apparently has a lower latency audio thing now. I have it all mixed up with my audio mixer, so I am a doubter. Does Osu even reach 1 terabyte with every BMAP? No, it's more like 100 gigs. But like, yeah. That's why I got a 1 terabyte drive for it. But like, it's not like I'm going to move all my files over, format it, and then move my files back. So I'm just using the 4 terabyte drive right now. But now I'm thinking I could just like delete all these things. I don't even need to save many of them. Every BMAP is probably close to 1 terabyte? Huh. Hello, developer of the Tachyon audio changes here. You made it! Okay, the LastExceed. I want you to tell me whether or not it actually benefits me. I have a slightly like 1 layer up extra complexity of audio. I've accepted that like low latency audio is basically doomed, or extremely low latency audio is doomed for me, because when I've used applications like real.exe, it requires me to have my headphones plugged directly into the motherboard, which makes sense. Anything that goes in between like the motherboard and then like my headphones adds latency in theory, right? And it definitely happens with my setup because my PC exists, then it runs through a USB-C Thunderbolt port into my Rodecaster. My Rodecaster adds processing with virtual audio cables, effects for like my microphone, stuff, and then my headphones are plugged into my Rodecaster. So I feel like there has to be at least a baseline of audio latency just from like the USB protocol, if that's a thing. And then like, if we were to reduce latency, it might be on like Windows side. I don't know. Am I missing anything here, Mr. LastExceed? Nash CC, what's up? Noel also, they have the tier 1 sub. Wait, is that act? How the hell do you have the name Noel? What the fuck? What? How do you have this name? Bro has an OG 4-character name on Twitch. Yeah, and how are you partnered? What the fuck? I'm shook. Chat, Noel is back. Type BTMC hype if you're cool. What the fuck? Noel, I don't know if, wait, you are new to the channel. Noel, when I first like made my emotes, it's based off of the mascot Noel from Sora No Method. What the fuck? Why is age the first thing that people search for? Hello? It auto-completed to that shit. Anyways. You search for it? Hell no. I've never searched for that shit. Noel. Sora No Method. Age, profile picture, GIF, wallpaper, fan art, height, cosplay. According to the AI overview, she's 4 inches. AI is the future, by the way. Oh my god, chat. So like last night I was working on my short for the vibe coding application. I was actually pleasantly surprised. It's not as bad as I thought. It actually kind of worked. And that, I feel like it already is like a massive stretch. But yeah. Oh, the LastExceed said you might not get the lowest possible latency with your hardware chain, but my changes should still reduce it. LastExceed, I am very excited. Are you down to come on stream and kind of like explain like what those changes are? If you're able to like help explain it as like a in like a dumbified explain like I'm 5 way, because I think that'd be cool. I like add you on Discord, and we can like hop on call. Sure, give me a minute to get on my PC. No worries. Let me also remove someone from my friends list because for some reason Discord was like, huh, there's no way that anyone can have 1,000 real friends. And then I was like, God damn it. Someone came online, they pushed all the people up, and then like I couldn't click on the person I was trying to click on. Who the fuck is Zachariah? Oh my fucking god! Zachariah is Matt Easy Refill! I made Minecraft collab videos with this dude when I was fucking 12. Okay, maybe not 12, more like 14. Holy shit! Chat, this is where my profile picture came from. The reason why my profile picture is what it is because this used to be my banner, and it was made by a guy named Jaum. And you don't know about him. Hey man, how's it going? Hope life is good. Oh my god. Wait, hold up. Listen, chat. I don't know how unhinged I was back in 2019. I gotta vet through my DMs. Oh my god, these DMs are ancient, bro. Oh my god. So apparently Matt Easy Refill got scammed by this guy named Octusis, which is really funny because I'm pretty sure Octusis, he was a VFX creator back in the Minecraft days. And I'm pretty sure he made me an intro as well. So like somehow Octusis scammed my other friend, Matt Easy Refill, who is this guy. Unlucky. And then I talked to him about chaos and how like we started grinding Osu and shit. Oh my god, in 2019 I was playing Terraria, Minecraft, Tetris 99, Pokemon. What the fuck? Holy. Wait, how the hell did he get? Oh, he lost like a 1,000 subscribers there. Damn. Well, anyways, okay. I can't unfriend Matt Easy Refill. Matt Easy Refill is my boy. Listen, listen, listen. We may not have talked in like 5 years, but like day ones are your day ones. You never go back on your day ones. All right, chat. Let's click on Jung Jushi. Who the fuck is Jung Jushi? No fucking way. Jung Jushi invented Quan posting. She invented Quan posting in 2021. How could I have forgotten the originator of the Quanner? Quanner 2021. All right, I can't unfriend him. Nope. He's too important. He must be protected. Who else can I get rid of? Who is ZH? Conjecture. Ah! Conjecture. I have no message history. They've been a member since 2017. We share 7 mutual friends. Ah, wait. Okay, based off of the mutual friends, this is probably a mapper, an OSU mapper that I met while I was in San Francisco in 2022. And like, I just added them and then never followed up or never continued talking with them. Ah, they're in latex. Oh, 100%. Okay. They're cool. They're very cool. They're very cool. I don't know who he is, but I've definitely met him. And I think it would be really awkward if I got rid of him. All right, let's see. Who else? Yacho. Who the fuck is Yacho? Oh, what the? Oh, damn, we have hella history. What the fuck? Why did I send him my high school ID? Our conversation first started talking about steaks. Chat, this is one of my first steaks that I cooked back in 2021. This is back when I was still in Lynchburg. What the hell? Wait, this is for the archive. Damn. Who the fuck is this guy? Wait, I think I just remembered. I think I just remembered who Yacho is. Oh fuck! Wait.
Hello Ed, good to see you man, BTMC love.
I remember now. Now the question is, do I want to disclose it to the stream? Oh my god. So chat, this is really funny. Very, very, very interesting. I clicked on their profile and it turns out that Yacho apparently is a girl that I matched with on Tinder. Back when I was like trolling on Tinder, like asking people if they played Osu. And like I actually ended up like talking with them and adding them on Discord. I don't know why we stopped talking. but damn. Wait, chat, there's a tweet. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Chat, this is when I was on my Tinder arc.
Wait, where is it? Why am I not? Hold on. There's supposed to be. I think there's like this really funny follow up from it. That Toy was like, "Yo, change your bio to this," and then I'm like, "Bet." Where is it? Twitter. There we go. Log in. One sec.
Where did Twitter go?
Ah, there we go. All right, I'm in. Aha! Yes. So this was the tweet where I installed Tinder for the first time. Toy was like, "Yo, change your name to this bio." And then I actually fucking did it. And when I changed it to this. I actually matched with someone, and that person was Yecho. What the fuck? That is insane. Oh yeah, why'd you give her high school ID? I have no idea. Probably to like show how chopped my fucking hair was. My hair was still chopped, dude. It wasn't until I met Vivian that like that I like had my glow up. It looks like you got a reply from your day one. No fucking way. Matt Easy Refill just replied to me. Let's see what he said. Oh damn. Didn't expect you to message. Haha, how you doing, brother? I'm all good. I'm doing great. What about you? Yeah, I'm streaming right now. I was going through my friends list looking for someone to remove because I'm trying to add someone and I'm at 1,000 friends right now, which is the Discord limit. It's been 30 minutes already and I can't figure out who to remove. All because Discord decided with like 800 IQ, nobody can possibly have 1,000 friends, right? I want to find this person and explain to them why they're stupid. They're stupid as fuck. That's the only time you message me to remove me? Damn right. Bro, if your name was not Zachariah and instead Matt Easy Refill, I wouldn't even consider it. But I was like, who the fuck is Zachariah? Hell no! What the fuck? Dude, just use the nickname feature? What? Can I apply my own custom nicknames to people? This fucking dude is trolling.
He's still going on about it. Right click on his DM on the left. Add friend nickname. Find a friend faster with a personal nickname. It'll only be visible to you in your direct messages. What? Wait. Holy shit. Wait, that's insane. This has been a thing for so long. I'm sorry, I didn't know. Yo! Okay, this dude actually hates me now. Bro, I just told him that I'm trying to clear up my friends list, and I told him that I'm not removing him, and he thinks... Giving you the proper treatment for ghosting. Listen, dude. Okay. I tried, genuinely, trying to not ghost anyone. I responded to literally everyone who DM'd me. You want to know what happened as a result of that? I didn't stream for fucking 4 weeks. Because I was all up in the middle of, oh, let me just respond to this DM. And then because I respond to this DM, they started messaging me back. And then I kept messaging them back. And then the conversation would never fucking end. And then like I would get another DM from another person and then I'll start messaging them. All of a sudden I'm messaging 5, 10, 20 different people at the exact same time. I get a message in a fucking Discord ping. Hey, at BTMC, what do you think is my most impressive play on Osu? Huh, let me go over and respond to them. Oh, let me take a look at their profile. They're fucking 6-digit. It's okay. Keep working at it and then you'll get better. And then I go onto my next server and looked at that. Holy shit, my editor just got back to me. I hop on call with my editor. I'm like, all right, dude, let's go over this video. And then all of a sudden, 20 fucking hours pass and I get nothing done. Listen, the reality is you will get ghosted. Why? Because genuinely, you are not a priority. The priority is my stream and then everything else. We need the heart rate monitor? God damn it. I literally have this thing on and I just don't. Listen, if I woke up this morning and I responded to this DMs, I swear to God, this stream would not have started. Because like, holy fuck, Deader was probably messaging about like all the fires that I told him last night. And then Deader's like, okay, here's the slightly less fire. And I'm like, okay, now that there's slightly less fire, let's move forward by doing Expo, and then we'll hop on call for like 12 hours. Level Up Expo, okay, we were planning obviously for 2026. This is also another fire that needs to be figured out. This guy, Thomas, we're moving forward on like the OC research project. This is also going to take a couple hours. United States Cup, we've been working on this shit for fucking 3 goddamn months. That's also going to take a couple hours. I will never stream if I end up responding to these fucking DMs. I swear, dude. But yeah. Oh wait, I ordered food on like Uber Eats. Did it even come? Oh damn, it did. Hold up, I'll be right back. Did you get the zoom lens back as well? Damn right. It's not as fast, so I feel like it's not as funny, but like it still does work. All right, anyways, I'll be right back. Alright, sorry about that. I had to make sure the girlfriend is fed. Make it comically slow and it'll be funny. Well, like, I'll just look like this. Is this better? I'm not sure if that's any better, but perfect. All right, chat. I think it's time to actually start playing this game. I don't have tablet drivers installed. Open tablet driver. God damn it, dude. Fucking Deadroad installed 7-zip onto my damn PC. What the hell is this? Okay, that was pretty convenient, I'm not gonna lie. 7-zip is goated? Bruh. Bro, just get WinRAR. That's what I'm saying, dude. But fucking Deadroad installed 7-zip, and I've never used 7-zip in my life. Wait, did it install? Oh shit. Seven zip is for girl kissers. I mean, technically not wrong for me. Oh, did you want to talk latency today or another time? Oh shit, wait. Chat, I fucking forgot. Okay, I have to purge someone. Exceed, what's your Discord? I'll add you right now. Who the fuck can I remove? Who the fuck can I remove? Who the fuck can I remove? Who the hell is New Stressor Jr.? New Stressor Jr. 0 servers in common? No mutual friends, no mutual... How the fuck... Who the fuck is New Stressor Jr.? Alright, goodbye. Alright, what's your username? Okay, I joined your Discord. Did you want to talk latency today? It'll be easier if I just add you. Bro snuck into his friends list. Actually, if you are in my server, then I guess I could like just create a channel there. Just LastExceed? Okay, never mind. Easy. Add friend. Huh? We're already friends? Hey. Good morning. Oh my goodness. Is your profile picture just like empty? What the heck?
Yes.
Whoa. Okay, that's kind of trippy. Like, I literally can't see anything. It's like the void, you know?
It's a single transparent pixel.
Oh, one by one transparent pixel. Yeah. Something like that. I know that's how they used to do it in like Minecraft.
If you've seen the thread on GitHub where all the latency talk started, but
oh wait, I don't. We could start there. Do you have a link to it?
Yeah, sure. It's here.
Ooh.
Chat. There was this really funny situation where another guy.
Wait, this is back from 2017. What the hell?
Yeah.
Wait, this latency discussion has been going since 2017?
Oh, it's been going a lot longer than that.
I know Fiery Rage has been bitching about it for ages, so like...
No, there's this funny situation where another guy with a suspiciously similar looking profile picture started basically the same research I did at basically the exact same time, and he has almost the exact same picture.
What?
It's almost creepy.
Now the real question is, did you guys come to similar conclusions?
I mean, basically, I continued where he left off because he eventually disappeared, like just stopped.
Oh, is that the
interacting.
acid chicken guy?
Yes.
Damn. Okay, I see. And this was on September 10th. So this was it was dormant for basically ever since 2021. Or wait, no. There were just more items. And then like the most recent stuff was like earlier in September, I guess. And I guess you started contributing
There was never
later.
really any progress. Like a lot of people wanted the latency to get better, but like no one had the expertise. And eventually, I just decided to dive into it.
Oh.
And yeah, like there's a really elaborate technical deep dive if you want to know the specifics. But I've gotten really obsessed with this topic.
I see. I see this massive freaking thread that you sent 3 weeks ago. So you were basically, so I'm assuming you found this thread somehow, just like on your own time. You just decided, fuck it, this looks interesting, and then you started like diving deep into it. And then after like a couple weeks, you just like posted all your findings into this giant Bible of information.
I mean, to be honest, I've been keeping tabs on this thread ever since it was created.
What?
And over the years, like I've kept trying to like implement latency stuff in Lazer at multiple occasions, but many times like I just eventually gave up because like in the beginning like my programming skills were just insufficient, or I just didn't know enough. But like latency in general is kind of my special interest, and eventually I've gotten to a point where I figured, okay, fuck it. By now I should be able to get this done, and I sat down for a couple of weeks, spent basically every free minute I had researching latency for audio specifically, and like this is the outcome.
Oh my God. Okay. Can you walk me through a bit of like what that research is? Like basically give me the baseline of like what is the problem? What is the goal? And where did you start searching to at least like try to figure things out?
Okay, let me think. Where do I start? Because because I could give you a multi-hour talk on end-to-end latency on the spot right now. That would be endlessly
Multi-hour?
technical.
Holy shit.
Like the thing is, I'm autistic, and autistic people tend to have a special interest, and mine's latency.
Oh, 100%.
And
That's dope.
I'm probably gonna write my bachelor's thesis on it next year.
Yo! Osu PhD! Okay, it's not PhD, but like, same aura, yeah?
Yeah, like I've kept researching all kinds of latency, first input, then video, and finally audio. And like just digging deep into all the technical details of how to like properly implement an audio pipeline, I've noticed Osu has actually quite the terrible audio stack, which is funny for what is probably the leading rhythm game in the world.
Yeah.
But
I thought Osu was pretty good compared to like some other rhythm games. Like, I tried playing straight on like my phone, and I'm like, yo, this sucks ass. Even though I'm literally playing through my speakers, plugging it in kind of somehow makes the latency go down. Like if I use like a wired headphone instead of speakers, and then like let's not even talk about Bluetooth. Holy shit, dude. And
so
yeah,
what
so like
I've come to appreciate is that this says more about the rest of the industry than it says about us.
oh,
Like the fact that us current performance is considered good is honestly kind of a joke.
the vibe that I'm getting at here is that like as you were peeling back the layers, you've discovered that like how things are currently running is basically just like like old solutions, outdated solutions, basically being like force fed into like other solutions to kind of make things work. Is that kind of the vibe?
It's somewhat like that, yeah. So basically, you just have this a stack of libraries upon libraries on layers of whatever, and like at every step of the way, it just bleeds a bit of latency because just people apparently didn't care or like just didn't consider it a priority. I don't know. And then there's also the issue that the way the Windows operating system treats audio is kind of counterintuitive when you're used to the way it is usually handled elsewhere. It's a bit difficult to explain this without going into deep technical details. But the point is that while I was doing this research, I eventually noticed that I made a really grave mistake, which is why it took me really long to like build a tiny proof of concept application that has good latency. And once I did manage to do it, I noticed that almost every audio library I've ever tried made the same mistake.
Whoa. Can you explain what this mistake is and how you solved it, I guess?
Like, you mean, do you want me to give it, like, go into the technical details?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay,
If I have any questions, I'll ask for clarification.
Okay. So, on the most fundamental level, audio data is a stream of so-called samples,
Yeah.
which is like, if you know, like sound is usually visualized as like a sine wave or like just generally a wave.
Yeah.
And one sample is basically at one point in time, you write down the specific amplitude of that wave.
Right.
And like typically you have a rate of something like I don't know 48,000 times per second. That's like a typical CD audio
48,000
quality.
like hertz or kilohertz or whatever. Yeah, like that
48
that's
kilohertz. Yes.
usually measured
So,
like the audio quality. When I see people talk about audio quality, they usually talk about like that hertz thing.
yes. So this is called sample rate. Basically means like 48,000 times per second you write down the amplitude of the waveform that makes up the sound wave, and basically upping that number in theory doesn't make a difference, but in practically it does due to basically the way the hardware is manufactured. Like when the rate is higher, it is easier to make the processing more time efficient.
In theory. So in theory, the more hertz, the more of those amplitudes that are measured. In theory, it should be faster, but in practicality, it's slower. Yeah.
It's the other way around. So in theory, it shouldn't matter, but in practice, it is easier when the rate is higher.
Oh.
So that is a bit counterintuitive.
Wow, that is
It's
interesting.
also like a trade-off with processing power, because obviously processing more data requires more CPU power.
Right.
But anyway, the way you process the data is not like one by one, because like interrupting the CPU 48,000 times per second would be pretty inefficient. But instead, you divide it into chunks, and you process one chunk at a time. That's the so-called buffer size.
Oh,
So,
I've heard that term thrown around so many times. So that's what buffer size is.
yes.
But
So,
buffer size introduces latency latency, doesn't it? Or
well,
larger
yes.
buffer sizes.
So, for example, if let's stick to 48 kilohertz, because
Sure.
that's basically the default. If we say our buffer is 48 samples, then that would equate to 1 millisecond of audio data. And a typical buffer size would be something like 480, which is 10 milliseconds. So every 10 milliseconds, you get 480 samples, or like 10 milliseconds worth of audio data that you can process, and then it's sent off to the hardware, and you get the next 10 milliseconds.
I do remember
And-
hearing this 10 millisecond number when I was using real.exe for Windows 10. Like it would say like the Windows audio buffer size is 10 milliseconds, and then by running that program, it reduced it to 3. So I'm using that as like a frame of reference now.
I know exactly what you're talking about because I've come across that application as well, and I've always had this kind of half understanding, and I've always kind of felt that it didn't really make a difference. And now I have finally fully understood what that application actually does and why it didn't make a difference for me, and why it probably didn't for you.
It might have been placebo for me. I ran it anyways. It felt like it made a difference, but I honestly couldn't really tell. Like if you could put me through an A/B test, I don't know if it.
It depends on your driver. Basically, in order for that application to be even able to make a difference, your driver needs to support a certain thing that most drivers don't support.
Ooh.
So imagine it like this: like if there's a default buffer size of 10 milliseconds, and a driver can, in theory, support smaller than that, but most don't. And what that real.exe application thing does is basically reduce that buffer from 10 milliseconds to however small the driver allows, if it does at all. But in most cases, 10 milliseconds is the only size the driver allows, which means the application just does nothing.
So it depends on the audio driver itself, and like I'm assuming most people just use the default, which is like the Realtek audio drivers.
Yes.
Is Realtek the one that's supported or the one that's not supported?
No, but as I've come to learn, there is like Microsoft has somewhat of a universal driver that does work with Realtek, and that one does support it.
Oh, interesting. So in most cases, for most people using Real, it's probably not doing anything. It was just placebo.
Yes.
Ah, I still ran it anyway, just in case. Hey, sometimes,
I mean-
sometimes it doesn't have to do anything. I just need to feel like it's doing something. It's like, okay, maybe this is a slight tangent, but like 8,000 hertz for a fucking keyboard. Come on, bro. 1,000, I feel like is already overkill. 8,000, bro. You're the cuckoo brain type shit. But anyways, I digress. Let's continue.
I agree. So, I mean, there's no harm in running an application like that. Basically, like, if your driver supports it, great, you get an upgrade, and if not, then there's just nothing. Okay, let me think. I need to be careful not to get too lost in details.
It's okay. If you're getting too lost in the details, I'll prompt you to be like, okay, I think this is a bit too niche. So I say you explain whatever you're passionate about or what interests you or what you feel like could carry on this conversation, and it's my role to help guide that info.
Okay. So the way the audio buffering is typically set up is in a so-called double buffering system, which means you have two buffers of 10 milliseconds each, or 480 samples each, and you write into one buffer, and in the meantime, the hardware reads from the other buffer.
Oh.
Like you need to separate that because in that time you can modify the buffer contents and stuff for signal processing and whatnot. And like every 10 milliseconds, the buffers basically get swapped.
I see.
So the hardware can read the new content, and you can wipe the other buffer, write new data in it, and then 10 milliseconds later it gets swapped again, and so on. And basically, since this swapping happens every 10 milliseconds, that means that incurs 10 milliseconds of latency. And the smaller you make those buffers, the smaller the latency gets. But on the other side, the required processing power increases, because now you need to interrupt the CPU more often, and you can't work in bulk as much. Like for signal processing, often you do the same mathematical operation on all the samples, and it's easier to do a thing once on a big set of data than do it a lot of times on small sets of data.
Interesting. So am I correct in like in this takeaway that like because there are these multiple buffer sizes that are being kind of handled almost in parallel, like it would be easier if it would just if it would be more faster if you could process like them all instead of like them in these little chunks?
I'm not sure I understand, but basically the gist is just for low latency you want to make the buffer size as small as possible, and instead switch between the buffers as like as fast as you can.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Basically means like as fast as your CPU allows. If you go too fast, then eventually you run into a situation where your CPU, like let's say you make the buffer size 1 millisecond, but your CPU requires more than 1 millisecond to process the data, then you get what is called an underrun. And that results in basically the audio glitching.
Ah, okay.
So it's a trade-off between latency and processing efficiency.
Is that a realistic issue? Because like I'm assuming that like for most CPUs they're trying to run as fast as possible. Is there variance in the amount of in the speed of like each person's CPU?
It depends on how you're programming. Like if you write your entire application where and basically tell the CPU this is your only job, like get this shit done no matter what, then most CPUs these days would be able to handle that. But in the vast majority of cases, that would be incredibly wasteful on both performance and just plain power draw.
Mm-hmm.
And like for most applications, this kind of latency just does not matter. We are basically the niche community that actually for whom this actually does matter. But you need to remember that like audio libraries are not just made for us; they're made for all sorts of applications.
Right.
And everything that isn't a rhythm game basically doesn't care if the audio takes 10 or 20 milliseconds to arrive.
Yes.
But like even if we say okay 10 milliseconds, so what? That's still pretty good. Ours doesn't have 10 milliseconds; it has more like 40. If you quickly open the thread again, I have some measurement charts there.
Yeah. Okay, the measurement charts. Is it these things up here?
Above, in the further up.
This
there,
one.
That one. So what this basically is I put my mouse and my headphones right next to a microphone, and I clicked my mouse, and I basically just checked how much time passes between the physical click of the mouse button and however much later the hit sounds come from the headphones.
Right.
And like the bottom three measurements are basically the free versions of Oz. And what you see is, one, the latency is atrociously high, like 40 milliseconds plus. And two, it has a lot of variance.
Wow. Okay.
And both of these problems,
The variance being like the spread of like the maximum spread from like this point to the other point, yeah?
Yeah, so I have since identified why this happens, and it's basically a design flaw in the audio library that OS uses. But I've also discovered if you check the first two measurements, those are basically the one at the very top.
These two.
Wasabi shared and Wasabi shared with delay. Those two, yeah. That's measured in a test application that I wrote from scratch, where I contact the Windows audio system at the lowest level possible. So the Wasabi stands for Windows Audio Session something something. That's basically how the Windows operating system exposes audio hardware to software, and everything basically builds on that. So in the case of OS uses a library that's called Base, and Base in turn talks to Wasabi. And basically, I wrote an application where I went straight to Wasabi just to check how much of the latency we can attribute to either Base or OS itself. Mm-hmm. And here you can see, like, I was able to get 20 to 30 milliseconds.
Yeah, so basically like a 10 to 20 millisecond difference. 10 to 20 milliseconds lower in latency by bypassing Base, which is like an extra sound library. Is that correct?
Yes.
I see.
And
I mean, just so I'm understanding this correctly,
this
correctly, how Windows is built is that there are multiple sound libraries kind of stacked on top of each other, which equalize into like that 10 millisecond like buffer size or some shit. Is that kind of correct?
Not quite.
Oh.
The 10 milliseconds is all in Wasabi, the audio library of Windows.
Okay.
And it's basically something like it's basically the baseline that Windows requires all drivers to support. Drivers can tell the operating system that they can go lower, but most drivers don't do that. Most drivers just support the baseline 10 milliseconds, and that's it.
Okay.
So when you initialize the audio hardware, you have this funny situation where you can request the minimum, maximum, and default value, and in most cases, all three values are 10 milliseconds. That kind of defeats the point, but like, I guess go complain to Realtek for that. But anyway, what I've discovered here is that just by adding the base library and OS itself on top, we see another 10 to 20 milliseconds increase in latency.
Right.
So there's at least 10 to 20 milliseconds of latency to we can shave off in basically just our code. Like if the problem is in OS, then great, we can fix it ourselves. If it is in base, then I guess it's time to find a new library.
Interesting. A new library for a driver, right? These libraries are what the drivers use.
I mean, basically all software is a huge onion of layers of libraries on top of each other.
Right.
Like if you want to be very precise, then basically you have the hardware itself, then you have the manufacturer's driver for that hardware, then you have something that is called WDMKS, which stands for Windows Driver Model Kernel Streaming, which normal people never interact with, because it's basically just for manufacturers to make their drivers work. On top of that, you have Wasabi, which is the system that Microsoft wants you to use to work with audio on Windows. On top of that, then you have the base library. On top of that, you have the OS framework. On top of that, you have the OS game.
Holy shit, dude! Yeah, okay, that is a lot of layers.
I mean, like basically
every
all
single layer there
works like
could
this.
Introduce even a tiny bit of latency. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Ideally, they don't, or basically an insignificant amount. But the problem is that, at least apparently, latency has never been a priority until recently. So no one bothered about it too much, which is why in a lot of layers you just find various areas where it bleeds a few milliseconds here and there. But in our case, the overwhelming majority is actually in the base library itself. And that's a bit unfortunate because unlike Oz, the base library is closed source, so we can't just go modify it. We can go talk to its developer, but that's a bit tedious to back and forth. But also, while doing this research, I have noticed that at least it seems like very few people really understand the full stack. Everyone just understands the layer immediately below them because that's what they need to understand to make things work. And what I've basically done is drill all the way down the stack.
Yo,
to get like a full picture.
that's awesome.
And the number one flaw I found is. No, hang on. I need to make sure I explain in the right order.
That's okay.
One flaw I found is, and that's the one that I ran into myself initially. So remember how I explained this double buffering system? You write into one buffer, meanwhile the hardware reads from the other buffer, and every 10 milliseconds you swap. Wasapi does not work like that. But it is really easy to miss this fact. In Wasapi, it's more like a queue. So you have one big buffer where you put your data in, and every 10 milliseconds, it grabs 10 milliseconds worth of data from that buffer. When you initialize Wasapi, you basically tell Windows how big you want the buffer to be. But there's a very tiny footnote that says, at least.
Oh.
You request how big you want the buffer to be at least. And it turns out, when you request a 10 millisecond buffer size, which Windows itself reports is the minimum supported rate at which the data is chunked, it actually gives you a buffer size of 22 milliseconds.
So even though you specified 10, that's the least, like the least amount of like there will be at least 10 milliseconds of latency. In actuality, it ends up being 22 on average.
That's at least what it looks like, but not really. So the thing is, we need to distinguish between the size of the buffer and the size of the chunks that are read from the buffer. Because in Wasapi, those numbers are not the same. And that is the thing that everyone seems to miss.
Oh.
Basically, Windows tells you, okay, the hardware is able to chunk the audio stream into 10 milliseconds sections. So every 10 milliseconds, it will read 10 milliseconds worth of data from that buffer, but the buffer can be however long it wants. It's just a queue. It just grabs the first 10 milliseconds from the front of the queue.
So the queue itself is at least 10 milliseconds, but it can be up to 22. But in actuality, the queue is 22 milliseconds.
Yes,
I
exactly.
see. And so it's reading like 22 milliseconds, and then 22 milliseconds later, it reads another 22 milliseconds.
No, it's like the Windows itself is reading every 10 milliseconds, and every 10 milliseconds, it takes 10 milliseconds worth of data, but the queue is 22 milliseconds long. And when you come from a background where you are used to this double buffering system, where the buffer size always matches the rate at which the data is read and chunked, then what ends up happening is you just check however much space is currently in the buffer and just fill that up. And the result will be you will be writing 10 milliseconds worth of data every 10 milliseconds, but you missed the fact that you actually queued up 22 milliseconds. It's like, it's a really tiny detail that is very easy to overlook. I know it's hard to explain without like straight up going to the code. But hang on. Imagine you have like a queue of people like waiting in line for whatever.
Right.
One person represents 1 milliseconds worth of audio data. And there, the hallway in which the people line up.
Wait, let me try painting this out. I'm sorry. This might be scuffed, but hopefully it'll be somewhat interesting. So you mentioned that there's a queue of people, right? Each one of these guys are people in a queue, right? And then you mentioned what?
Oh, I think you're.
I'm sure. What the heck?
No, the screen share froze for me.
Okay, there we go.
There we go.
Yep. So there's a queue of people. Each one of these lines is a person. Yep.
Yeah. So and one person equals 1 milliseconds worth of audio data.
Let's see. One
And
equals
the-
1 and S.
And basically, they are standing in a hallway that is long enough to fit in 22 people.
Ah.
And I don't know, the ferry wheel or whatever they are waiting for, basically lets in people, lets in 10 people at a time.
Okay, so and then the doorway that they walk through only lets 10 people in at a time.
Yeah, like imagine maybe it's a ferry wheel or whatever, and like in every cell, like 10 people can go in.
Oh, yes, I see.
So every 10 milliseconds, 10 people get to walk through the door, and like it doesn't matter how long or short the queue is, it will always be 10 people every 10 milliseconds.
I see. And I'm assuming there's no delay in getting people in through this door. It's just like, so there's like this Ferris wheel, which is what I'm assuming what people are actually like listening to. So 10 every 10 milliseconds, people go into the Ferris wheel. 10 milliseconds later, these people get off, and then the next 10 will get on, right? But the hallway of the queue is 22 what's called milliseconds long.
Yes, or basically it has space to fit in 22 people.
Okay.
Like if more people come, then basically the bouncer says, sorry, we're full. Come back another time. And basically this whenever 10 people go onto the right, it means there's place for 10 new people in the hallway, and then the game, for example, sees, oh, okay, it's time to produce new audio data, and then it will fill in 10 new people.
Okay, so I see that there are a couple different things that are going on here. So there's like when Windows is actually like processing the data from the buffer size. There is the amount of data that it can fit, which is 10, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's say like this is what is basically in queue, and then the extra part, which is here, which Windows needs to, I guess, like prepare for to fit into the hallway. If that makes any sense.
The critical detail here is Windows doesn't need that.
Windows doesn't need
you
this.
The space. It says if you want to queue up a little more in advance, you can do that, but you don't have to do that.
But increasing the queue up to 22 from 10 is just added latency?
Yes. The idea here is that you can queue up a little more in advance, so that when like you get a performance spike and your game stutters or whatever, your audio will continue running, so, without you having to revisit the queue every 10 milliseconds. So you will only underrun after 22 milliseconds. But this is not necessarily how all audio libraries handle the queuing. In fact, most do it in another way, which is that you don't have a long hallway where people stand in line, but instead you have 2 waiting rooms. And
Right.
in each waiting room, there's space for 10 people.
Yep. 2 hallways, 10
And
people.
Every 10 milliseconds, one room gets to go onto to the ferry wheel, and then the game can like let in 10 new people, like produce new audio data. And then another 10 milliseconds later, like the people from the other room can go in. Meanwhile, you can refill the first room. Then the people from the first room can go in. You can refill the second room, and so on.
Right.
Basically, you have this alternating system.
I see.
And when you are used to this system, then the way you program is basically just, okay, I'm just gonna look however much space is currently available in one of the rooms, and I'm gonna fill that up, because obviously the room needs to be full by the time the Ferris wheel needs to take in new people. And if you go in with that mindset, but apply it to the queue system that we've talked about before,
Yes, this queue system.
then what ends up happening is you always keep 22 people waiting in line, which has the result that basically the data just sits waiting in the buffer for 12 additional milliseconds and just ages. And that is needless added latency.
Oh.
And that is the critical oversight that the base library made. And the one that I initially made, and the one that I've seen in at least 2 other places.
And you have
Because
to
it's-
do all the digging to basically figure this out, right?
Yes.
That all of this is basically appealing under multiple different libraries up until you get to this base library where you realize, holy shit, like they're not using this like room-based analogy where they like read from one and then write in the other and then alternate between the two. It's more like this queue system, but this queue system just has an extra 12 milliseconds of latency for no reason whatsoever. Is that correct?
Yes. So basically, Windows just says, "Hey, I'm giving you a little extra space. Instead, you want to like queue up in advance for efficiency purposes or whatever." And people just think of it as the alternating waiting rooms and just like always try to keep the hallway filled, even though they don't have to do that. Like, what you really just need to do is to make sure that the hallway always contains at least 10 people, so that every 10 milliseconds, when the Ferris wheel lets in new people, there's enough people to fill up the cabin. Does that make sense?
Right. Yes. So I guess just to make sure that we're on the same page, the Ferris wheel analogy is basically you actually listening to the music. Like you're listening to music over time. So let's say you listen to, or like an action happens and it happens over time. Something happens and this Ferris wheel is basically me like listening to it, or ideally as fast as possible. So while like that data is being brought to me, there should be, in an ideal world, only an additional 10 milliseconds of data prepared for me to listen to, so that once I finish listening to this just goes into the Ferris wheel and I listen to the next set. While I'm listening to this next set, it prepares another 10. But in actuality, what's happening is that I'm listening to 10. There's 20 milliseconds prepared. And so when I'm listening to the next 10, there's this extra queue of like added like prepared latency that's just been queued and waiting there an additional 10 milliseconds that is needlessly being added there.
Exactly.
So, okay, so I think I'm on the same page with this queue system. What I'm now trying to understand is how does that differ from this alternating system? Because if there's 10 people like on the Ferris wheel now, there's 10 being read from. Does that mean that this is the Ferris wheel? And then like after this is read, this one's by the time that this is finished reading, this is finished writing. So then the Ferris wheel, let's say it magically appears here and this room becomes the Ferris wheel. And then by the time that this is empty, this is filled again. And then the Ferris wheel, these guys are like on the Ferris wheel. Is that correct?
Yeah, that seems about right. So
that's-
the critical difference is basically just that when you try to supply the data, in the waiting room analogy, you just always try to fill up the room because that just tells you how much data is needed.
Okay.
You know that the room is always exactly as big as like one cabin on the Ferris wheel. So you always try to keep the rooms filled, and that will keep you exactly paced how you need to be. But like if you consider the hallway as a room and try to keep that filled all the time, then you're just queuing up needlessly many people that just sit there waiting and aging.
So if I'm getting this correct, this is an efficient system. This is not an efficient system, but this is an efficient system.
Yes.
So if you have this system, this library, or if you modify the base library to just have it be like this, and then keep whatever other libraries that, as long as they're efficient like this, then you can basically like solve like 12 milliseconds of latency here.
Yes.
Ah.
Basically, it doesn't. The fact that the hallway is 22 milliseconds long is not a problem as long as you know that you must never let in more than 10 people at a time.
Right.
Like the other 12 spaces are basically just wasted space, if you will, but like no one is forcing you to fill it up. But like the base library is filling it up because it thinks of the hallway as if it was a waiting room that needs to be filled up.
I see. So are you saying that your modifications to the system basically solve that baseline issue?
Unfortunately, no. Because we don't have control over this.
Right.
Turns out that base itself will just fill the hallway with silence if you don't provide any data. So this is unfortunately unavoidable unless we replace the library.
I'm still here. Don't worry. Keep going.
Okay. But just understanding what the problem is makes is honestly the hardest part in fixing it, because basically we now just need to find a library that didn't make this mistake or convince the developer of that library to fix it or something like that. And this is also just one piece of the puzzle. Because turns out there is another mistake, which is, or at least another detail of the base library, which is that for whatever reason, base rounds up the buffer size to a multiple of 10. So the 22 milliseconds get rounded up to 30. I didn't quite understand why they did this, but the point is that base does this.
What the?
I could imagine that it is a necessity in order to keep everything consistent across all platforms, but I'm just guessing here. Yeah, but the point is like the 22 milliseconds get rounded up to 30, so the queue gets even longer, and this adds another 8 milliseconds.
Yes.
This, however, is something I was actually able to solve
Oh.
while without replacing the entire library. So one thing that my change does is reducing the length of the hallway from 30 to 22, which means that even if your driver of your PC audio hardware has no special capabilities, you should see an improvement of 8 milliseconds,
Okay.
just because the hallway got shorter.
This is just preventing that round up mechanic.
Yes.
I see.
That is one thing that I did. And then I looked into, okay, what does it actually take to make the chunk size, like the cabin size of the Ferris wheel, smaller?
Yes.
So instead of 10 people every 10 milliseconds, I'd like to have like 3 people every 3 milliseconds.
Yo.
And that is something that the driver of your audio hardware needs to support, and most don't. And that is really unfortunate. So these 10 milliseconds are basically the default number in Windows. And if you have, like, on Windows, you usually have one audio device, but you have more than one audio source. You have multiple programs, like, I don't know, YouTube video, Discord call, then the game, and whatever else you have open.
Multiple different
And
sources.
all of that needs to be combined together. Which is why all programs, at least in shared mode, need to basically agree on one buffer size. And what the real .exe application does is basically add another application to the big mix that says, hey guys, I need a really small size in order to convince everyone to switch. Because apparently some applications just don't request a smaller number, even if they could. I don't know. Like, I don't know why the real application was originally created. But basically the idea is that as soon as one application requests a smaller size, everyone will switch to it. That is a mechanism in Windows.
Oh.
And real is basically just constant silent music that plays in the background, just to make sure that Windows always thinks, okay, I have at least one application that requires a really small buffer. Except in most cases, your driver doesn't even support it. So the number just stays at 10 milliseconds and the application does nothing.
So just so I'm understanding this correctly, real.exe, which is the program that people use to decrease their audio latency if they were on Windows 10.
Yeah.
That, like, how it would work is that it would take advantage of audio drivers that do support smaller buffer sizes. By running that program, it just basically is a program that basically outputs 3 milliseconds of silence with a 3 millisecond buffer, so that if your audio driver supports lower buffer sizes, it will see that, recognize that as the lowest buffer size of all applications outputting a sound, and then force all other applications to adopt that buffer size as well.
Yes.
Holy shit. But the shtick is only specific audio drivers support that. One of them is like a Windows audio driver, but most people use an audio driver that doesn't support smaller buffer sizes. So it doesn't do anything it didn't do anything for most people.
Exactly. So the integrated Realtek audio jack on your motherboard, that's probably what most people have.
Yes.
It comes with a driver from Realtek that does not support smaller sizes.
Pain.
I have a Realtek jack and mine at least doesn't. But Windows ships with an in-house driver from Microsoft that does support, and this driver does work on Realtek interfaces.
And that
And
would
when
be
I-
that would be the case where people do actually have like a significant difference.
Yes.
Okay.
So like those 8 milliseconds from making the hallway smaller, that will apply to everyone. But once we switch to a driver that is actually able to also reduce the chunking size, that makes an even bigger difference. And I've tested this. I've switched the driver, and on stable OS, the latency improved by, I don't know, like 2 milliseconds or something, like not much, because stable OS is not requesting any smaller buffer size. But with an application like Real, it suddenly did make a difference. And I was able to basically cut my latency on OS stable in half, just by switching my driver and running a silent console application in the background.
Oh my god.
And like this driver ships with Windows by default. You have it on your PC.
I'm just not using it because like the default for me with like my motherboard is like the Realtek drivers most likely. Like I guess I can double check, right? What was it?
Basically, if in your audio menu on the taskbar where the audio devices are listed, if you see the name Realtek, then it's the manufacturer driver, and if it says Microsoft HD audio device or something, then it's the in-house driver.
Realtek digital output. And then what was the name of the other one?
Microsoft HD audio or something.
Microsoft HD audio.
Yeah, you have the manufacturer driver.
Oh damn.
So I don't know yet what exactly the implications are of actually switching the driver. Like Peppy actually advocated for advertising it, like putting a banner in there saying, "Hey, you could switch your driver to improve your latency." I'm a bit hesitant about that because I don't really understand. Like there gotta be a reason why this in-house driver is so obscure. Like if it was just plain better and nothing else, then why wouldn't they just default to that? There gotta be some reason for this.
And that's what you're trying to figure out.
Yeah, I could imagine that it probably breaks stuff like configuration programs and like anything manufacturer specific, or like if you have proprietary audio protocols built in your hardware, I don't know. Like that is something I still need to research. But yeah, if you switch to this driver and then use an application like Real, or like I've been using another one, but it should be doing basically the same thing. You can, even on stable, improve your latency by like 17 milliseconds.
Wow.
So like a really significant improvement.
Okay, so okay, is there? So I currently don't see the Windows version of it. I see the what's it called?
You need to wait. You said you have your current audio about over some other interface, right?
Yes, the Rodecaster. It's a physical audio mixer and it's connected via USB.
Like I just want to make sure that we don't break your audio on stream. That would be kind of bad. But if we can try like patching your motherboard jack to the other driver.
Yeah.
So open Device Manager.
Device Manager.
Hang on. Why do I keep looking at your stream instead of Discord screen share? It's always delayed. Okay,
Yeah.
so here we basically need to in the wait. Why is there two sections?
Sound, video, and game controllers, and then audio inputs and outputs.
In the top section. So basically, here we need to find the device that we want to change.
So I have my my OSU audio routed through this game Roadcaster, which is a virtual audio cable that my physical audio mixer supports. Which I expect it to add a bit of latency, but like I'm not sure if like we can adjust this to somehow use like the Windows audio. I don't know. Like
I don't know, and I honestly wouldn't try that right now.
Okay.
Because if it breaks, that would kind of suck.
Okay, but I do know that like if we can patch like the cable to the back of my motherboard to use the default Windows audio driver, then I know that if I plug my headphones into my motherboard, I won't be able to hear like my microphone monitoring or anything routed through my Roadcaster, but at least I'll get the lowest audio latency within OSU through from my motherboard, right? Okay, so I guess how do we do that?
I'm trying to figure out your device list right now because I'm honestly kind of confused.
Yeah, so this is the audio jack on my monitor. This is the audio coming from my camera connected to an Elgato Cam Link. So it's a USB thing. Roadcaster. This is a Roadcaster output.
Oh, right. The Realtek thing isn't listed because there's nothing plugged in right now.
Oh. I mean, I can fix that. 1 sec.
Yeah, so the Realtek digital output thing that... Oh.
Ah. So I plug this into the back of my line out. Let's see what happens. Speakers, Realtek audio?
Yes, that's the one.
Okay.
So right-click Properties.
Properties.
Then at the top, Driver.
Yep.
And then Update Driver.
Yep.
Browse my computer. And then at the bottom, let me pick from blah, blah.
Yep.
And here you switch to, I think it's the generic software thing.
Generic software device.
I'm not sure if you have to restart your PC for this, or maybe you just need to replug the headphones you just plugged in.
I'm gonna try unplugging it and plugging it back in now anyway, just to see.
Yeah.
Let me double check to make sure that it's saved. So wait, where did it go?
Where is it?
Realtek, is it Realtek digital output? Wait, no. Uh-oh.
So as I said, like I haven't fully understood this part yet, which is why I'm hesitant about like putting a big advertisement in the game of doing this.
Yeah, no.
I feel like we should understand what we're doing before we're advocating for it. Mm-hmm. But basically, that's it. You don't, that is all you have to do, and then you just like play the game. Oh yeah, and of course you run the real.exe thing,
Right.
and then you have lower latency.
I see. So when you're so for Tachyon mode specifically, because this conversation started because someone mentioned that by running Tachyon mode, it's basically beta testing this lower latency feature. Does Tachyon mode basically currently have a version of real.exe running just built into laser?
Yes.
So OSU laser is basically just running like 3 milliseconds of silent audio at a 3 millisecond buffer to force like all the other audio outputs to also default to 3 milliseconds.
Yes.
Oh, that's so sick.
Yeah. And then there's like the improvement where we just shorten the queue by 8 milliseconds. And I haven't even mentioned this yet. When your driver actually does support a really small chunking size, like 2 or 3 milliseconds, then the total hallway size that Windows allocates for you also gets significantly shorter. So like in my case, it was like the chunking size was 2.5 milliseconds, and the hallway ended up being 5.5 milliseconds. So
which is a lot better than 22 as the total hallway size when it was a 10 millisecond buffer.
Yeah. So the base library still still tries to keep the entire hallway filled, but now this just wastes 3 milliseconds instead of 12.
Which that's a pretty big improvement.
Exactly.
That's pretty massive.
And like the most fun part about all of this is like I spent several hundred hours researching this, and all of that research resulted in a change of a single line of code.
Wait, is there a way that I can like see what that was?
Sure. At the very bottom, I've linked it.
Oh shit.
Very, very bottom, like last line in my. You were
shit.
right there.
Oh, a single line of code.
Yes. So if you go there, and then at the top, files changed.
Files changed. Oh
That
my
is-
god. There. Wait. This is it. You basically changed the buffer and period parts to like this. This is it. This is the only change that you made.
Yes,
And
that is everything.
essentially reduces the audio latency from like that 22 millisecond what's it called hallway down to like 5 millisecond hallway, and then forces the buffer size to 3 milliseconds ish by mimicking real.exe, assuming that you as the user swapped your audio like jack on your motherboard to use the Windows generic audio driver instead of the Realtek audio driver. Is that correct?
Yeah, yeah. So if you have a quote unquote bad driver, then you will still benefit like 8 milliseconds. But if you have a good one, then you will benefit a lot more than that. Actually, if you want to know like some actual numbers, how this looks like in like what the effective result of this was, I can. Wait, where is it? Hang on. Technical difficulties.
All good. Pop off. In the meantime, I'm going to try something real quick.
There we go.
Oh, what the heck? Are those the results that you found?
These are measurements I did earlier today on the latest Tachyon build.
Oh, shit. You went from around like an average of like 42, 43 milliseconds all the way down to an average of like basically 15.
Yes.
Wow. And you reduced the spread from like what essentially seems like, what is it? 10, 20-ish milliseconds in the absolute extreme. On average, it was around like 10 milliseconds down to that tiny cluster, which I'm assuming is that buffer size of 3? Or no? Wait, no, I don't think the buffer size would impact like the spread, would it?
It does.
It does?
Yes, and that is the next thing I've discovered. Because like it shouldn't affect that, but it does, and that is because of what I can only consider a design flaw in the base library. Because the base library schedules small, let's call them snippets, like hit sounds. Like if you have an ongoing stream of audio, like the BTMC music, and then you have small snippets, sound effects, hit sounds, stuff like that. It only schedules those whenever the buffer is updated, which is however big or small the chunking size is. So when, like by default, every 10 milliseconds, space is freed up in the buffer, and then new data is written, and at that point, the base library will begin playing a hit sound. And since this only happens every 10 milliseconds, this means you have an uncertainty of up to 10 milliseconds for when the hit sound actually starts playing.
Wow. Okay, that's insane. So that's why
And-
reducing the buffer size also reduces the spread.
Yeah, it's a really convenient side effect, and like this is a thing I'm trying to fix. Like actually, there shouldn't be any spread at all, because there's no reason to snap the temporal position of a hit sound to the start of a buffer. That's just what bass does. But like we can fix that. But like an unintentional side effect of this change I made is that since we're now potentially making use of smaller so-called periodicities, chunking sizes, that means the variance that can occur also gets smaller. So like, I guess that's a nice to have. But
Yeah,
like,
I think so.
I just want to fix that completely. So yeah, in case you've never noticed, hit sounds actually do have like quite significant variance.
Yeah.
So you can
I
actually
personally
hear
didn't notice it. Anytime like I felt like I like performed badly, I just told myself to just like play better. But like,
I actually made a beat map where you can hear this.
huh?
I hope I still have it. Basically, what I did is, you know, like how you can make like individual sounds in the beat map that just play at a certain point in time.
Yes.
And I just placed a bunch of click sounds in like very consistent intervals. Like so, ideally, you should hear just like a constant, what's it called? Like a constant rate clicking sound.
Yeah.
But due to this variance, it will sound completely inconsistent. And that is something you can actually hear. I'm afraid I don't have that beat map anymore, but I can probably recreate it.
That's okay. If you could send it over, I would love to like take a look and explore like
Yeah,
these
I'm not
things.
gonna do that right now because it will take.
Yeah, no
take
worries,
a
no
moment.
worries. Yeah, well, sometime later,
I-
like if you have free time. But
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do that.
with that being said, I think like I feel like I have like a greater appreciation slash like deeper level understanding of the work, effort, like and knowledge that you had to comb through and acquire in order to basically have this problem solved. I'm sure there's a lot more that you could dig into, and I can see that there are even more paths that could follow, because it seems like, you know, under the possibility, if you do manage to get in touch with a person who has like decision making slash like powers at Realtek to get this fixed, like all they have to do is just enable buffer sizes to be switched up and quote unquote and double check to make sure that wouldn't cause any issues, or figure out why they didn't enable variance in buffer size and understand like why that's the case. And then like that could impact the fucking world. I mean, I don't think the world is going to notice like a 7 millisecond difference unlike us, but that could impact a lot of people. They just wouldn't know it. And the best design decisions are the ones that people can't notice, right? Something like that. With that
One
being
last
said,
thing.
oh, continue.
One last thing. I don't need to talk to Realtek. We can already achieve better on the Realtek driver with exclusive mode, which is a big asterisk. But with exclusive mode, you can basically get single-digit millisecond latency, even on the Realtek driver.
What?
And
What's that
one
big
more thing-
asterisk?
Well, it's the fact that it's exclusive mode. The fact that exclusive mode, sorry, that means instead of like combining the audio streams of all applications on the system together and sending that to the hardware, you select one application that goes straight to the hardware.
Oh.
And that means you won't hear anything else on your system.
Wait, that's kind of
if you
fire
have-
though.
Yeah, if you have audio equipment like you probably have, like a hardware mixer that can externally mix streams together, then this is not a problem. But for most people that just have one integrated audio interface in the motherboard, that is a kind of a deal breaker.
Wait, I can see the vision for like, I don't know, not roundtable, OSU consoles that are like, you know, prefabbed out the box with all these optimizations that have the lowest latency like audio experience, that are basically just Windows machines that have like, well, at that point you would probably use Linux or some other solution at that point. But like, I think that would be cool. Basically, it's like you hop on this PC just to play OSU type shit.
In theory, there's even a way to do it all in software, which I would love to implement in Laser, but that's a topic I'm not going to start right now because it's going to take too long.
I see the vision though, and that's exciting. That's cool. That's dope.
But one thing I still want to show you is if you can open that GitHub thread one more time.
Sure, of course.
Go like 2 steps back. And at the very bottom.
Oh shit.
Yeah, this one at the very bottom. Now go a little up to the last picture I posted.
Yep.
Yeah, there it is. The top measurement is shared mode.
Uh-huh.
And it's down to 8 milliseconds.
So this is what you meant by like running it in exclusive mode, which how
Yes.
complicated is it to do that?
It's not complicated. It's not complicated at all. It's just very limiting.
Ah.
Like Peppy was heavily opposed to implementing exclusive mode simply because he feared that
People don't know
people
what they're
could get
doing.
the feeling that they basically have to play like this in order to be able to compete, which just worsens the game experience.
Yes.
Like exclusive mode shouldn't become a matter. Like luckily, with the improvements I've here now, I'm pretty confident that this is no longer a concern because even in shared mode we were able to get pretty far down. But
Hey,
the thing
listen,
is, like,
I'm just saying, if a top player's complaining, like, oh my god, my audio latency, which used to be at 40 milliseconds, is now at 5 milliseconds, but it's unplayable unless I get it to 2 milliseconds. Shut the fuck up, dude.
that's gamers for you. Yeah, no, but what I wanted to show is like I've reduced the latency from 40 to 14 milliseconds, but under ideal circumstances, if we like circumvent the base audio library entirely and go straight to Wasabi, we can get shared mode even lower, like to around 8 milliseconds.
My goodness.
That is, I'm not sure if we're gonna do this because it's like a lot of work for a little gain, but it is possible. Right now, I want to focus on exclusive mode because like now that shared mode is low enough for exclusive mode not being a concern of becoming a matter. I think it's fine to implement. And like 2 milliseconds. I have a really. This is the last fact I'm gonna tell you, and then I'm gonna go to sleep.
No worries. Oh, where are you based?
Germany.
Germany. Yo.
German engineering.
Real German engineering.
So your keyboard is about like let's say 60 centimeters away from your eardrum. The speed of sound is 343 meters per second.
There's no way, bro. We're getting
That means sound travels about 34 centimeters every millisecond. So the physical clicks of your keyboard require 2 milliseconds to reach your eardrum. Which means, under ideal circumstances, if you're using like earbuds like you are right now, which sit right at the eardrum, you might end up with hit sounds reaching your eardrum before the physical click of your keyboard does.
There's no way. There's no way. What?
That is the ultimate goal.
What? Wait, actually, that could happen because the actuation point is above the bottom of the keyboard. Usually people's actuation points are like 1.4 to 2
That's
millimeters down.
But even if that wasn't the case, even if you had your actuation point all the way at the bottom.
So 4 millimeters of travel distance down to activate.
Yes. So if the activation happens in the exact moment you have the physical impact that makes an audible feedback. Like simply due to the fact that the speed of sound requires 2 milliseconds to reach your eardrum, it is in theory possible to still have a hit sound that outruns that.
Dude, that is insane. That's the type of shit that would be like, doctors hate you. Sound engineers don't want you to know this. Your audio latency could get so low that it hits your eardrums before your keyboard clacks too. Like that's wild, bro. That's wild.
My goal is to make this the bottom line of my bachelor's thesis next year.
Oh, dude, I think it's gonna be a banger, man. I think you're pop off. Hey, dude, thank you so much for coming on and blessing us with this knowledge. I'm actually blown away. I'm so excited to try out these features as well. Hopefully, I'll be able to. If assuming that I get it working, assuming that like switching that audio driver did the thing, I'm really excited to like see the difference and hear the difference myself, because 40 milliseconds, that's massive. I think I'm pretty sure I play with like a 17 millisecond offset, and I can tell the difference for that. If it's 40 milliseconds, I'm pretty sure I'll be hitting 50s instead of like what I would think would be 300s. So holy Lord, man, that's wild. Thank you so much, Mr. LastExceed. I appreciate you, man.
You're welcome.
Thank you. You are the reason why this community will thrive even more.
I hope so.
Damn right. All right. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
All right.
See
See you,
ya.
man. Guys, honesty. That is incredible. Okay, so I know there was a lot of people who joined into the conversation after the fact, but the main summary that you have to understand is that if you launch OC Laser, if you launch it in Tachyon mode, and if you change your audio drivers to a specific one, you should, and you have your headphones plugged into your motherboard, you should have a latency latency experience that is unmatched by any and all means. That's crazy. That's dope. That is actually that's phenomenal. And also I feel like almost like in awe that I was able to talk to an engineer that has basically done this level of research and has bestowed that level of knowledge onto us, because that's awesome. So yeah, maybe do a control run on the non-tachyon laser first. I mean, I guess I could. Well, so here's the problem. Ever since I changed the audio device, I don't know what it was set to. So like, I don't know where my headphones went. I changed the audio device and now it's gone. I don't think it's this one. Main summary, what? Basically, if you boot up OC Laser, there's a setting which, if you do some other things, will get you like 30 milliseconds of audio latency reduced. They're on software devices in theory. Speakers, real tech, are audio. Well, that might be it. Properties, driver. Is this the one? What if you don't use real.exe and use the wasabi setting in laser? The wasabi setting, I'm pretty sure, is the change, is the real.exe. So anyways, I'm going to use the bathroom and then we're going to explore, all right? Burb. Good morning. What if you don't use real LastExceed? Oh, I already answered that question. All right, so chat, if we were to do an A/B test, here's what we would basically do. I would basically not change anything because, like, again, my earphones are plugged into my audio mixer, which is the Rodecaster Pro 2. And then it's routed through a bunch of stuff. That hasn't changed. So I think I'm going to try OSU Laser right now. Play with what I expect to be like the normal setup. And then I'm going to swap OSU to instead output to these headphones, which are plugged directly into my motherboard, and then enable the setting that will do that sound library bypassing into Wasabi type stuff. So yes, there is a possibility that I need to restart. And so if I don't see any noticeable difference immediately, then I'll try restarting my PC and restart the stream and see if that fixes anything. But yeah. Okay. OSU. What release am I on? It is on laser and not tachyon. Okay, that's good. We want this to be on the normal version so that we can do a somewhat anecdotal comparison. Did I even install my audio my drivers? I did. Now, what was my area set to? Uh-oh. Does my old OSU driver have it? Nope, it doesn't. Okay, doomed. Hold on. Let's see what I had before. Area. 102.4. Um, 16 by 10. 1.6. So 102.4 divided by 1.6. 64. I think that's what it was set to. Let's see. Oh, shit. All right, chat. Testing this audio stuff is going to be the last thing that we do because I have to end the stream at 3:15 to pick up a friend from the airport. Oh, damn. Oh. Okay. Is my audio still working? Oh, it's set to speakers. It should be set to system. And then audio. What was I doing? Driver? Device? Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, bet. All right, so this is the control test then. This does not feel like my area. Aha. Let's see if that fixed anything. Nope. Did I save in the... Oh, I see the issue. Set to display. Oh, that's not it. There we go. I'm also going to enable my filters, which is... What was it? DevoCub anti-chatter? DevoCub filters? I think that was it. All right. Oh, that is... Okay, we're starting to get somewhere. However, now it's locked to the top? Question mark? What's going on here?
Uh-oh. Wait a second. It's only doing that when I'm tabbed into the game. Disable hot raw input probably. Raw input. Okay, that's gone. Ah, thank you, chat. Very cool. Okay, chat. What is a song that I typically get good accuracy on? Unironically, that would be Freedom Dive. I'm not sure if I can play Freedom Dive right now. I'll be honest. Tutorial? Oh, hell no. Guys, honestly, I don't think... Fuck it. Sidetrack day. We'll play the OG version. That's dandy. Damn, I don't even know what the OG version looks like anymore. I thought it was blue. Ah. Oh, I don't even have my skin anymore. It is still here. Score plus accuracy test. What the hell are these skins? Maybe it's this one? Oh, I need to set my keybinds to Osu. Smoke. All right, here we go. Oh, I have combo colors on. Hit lighting. Chang 88S. What up, dude? What the heck? I had mouse buttons on. Wow. Okay, maybe I should play something that actually like gets into the music faster so we don't have to sit through this like massive intro. Yeah, let's find something else. Chat, do you guys have any song recommendations? Visual, thank you for the 85 months. Crazy. To seat? No. Libera? Blue Zenith. I think Blue Zenith is actually not that bad. Oh, hit sounds. Holy shit, I need to clip my nails. Oh, I just realized I'm not even signed in. Lamau? Alright, I'll do that later. Damn, I need to do so much stuff. Starting up Bosu from scratch is tough. Okay, looking good. Ooh. All right. 99.03% accuracy. This is before I set my universal offset either. So like we're just gonna operate with like with just the default offset and see what's up. But what I am interested in is my hit error. My hit error here was, let's say it's like around like 8 ms late. Oh, there's no button to apply the adjusted offset. Offset? Based on the last one play, suggested offset is -6. I'm not going to change that yet. But is that really 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I feel like it would be more than 6. Huh. But anyways, scroll down. Oh, average hit error 3.56 ms late. Okay, we'll use this. 3.56 ms late. That's what we got. Oh. Now let's switch to tachyon mode. Here we go.
See you next time.
Okay. This is the part where like things might get kind of wonky with my audio setup. But let's find out. Okay. Let's see what we have here. Use experimental audio mode. This will attempt to initialize the audio engine in a lower latency mode. Okay.
So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set it to speakers, Realtek audio. So now my chat, you guys should not be able to hear the game right now. But I can hear the game here. So now I need to add that audio to capture it. Audio output capture. Speakers. Okay, that should be it. Now you guys should be able to hear it. Alright, I just lowered the audio a ton as well. Okay, that should be better. Alright, I should have everything in place now. It's time to enable experimental audio mode. Due to reduced latency, your audio offset will need to be adjusted when enabling the setting. Generally expect subtract 20 to 60 ms from your known value. Wow. Okay. Okay. Chat, here we go. This is it. Blue Zenith. This is the same benchmark map that we played before. Wait. Where's the actual version? Cut version? What the heck? What happened to the Blue Zenith that I just played? Am I dumb? You're not logging in, you have to restart the game? Wait, in order to have the audio stuff apply? You're now running Tachyon, reprocessing star rating for beat maps. Okay, I'm gonna restart anyway, just in case. Lazer. It's recalculating star rating in the background, sort and group by last played momentarily. Oh, that's probably why. It is using experimental audio mode. Here we go. Four dimensions. Okay, the score that I just set is right here. Here we go. Oh my god. Okay. It definitely sounds different, but I can't tell if that's because of my headphones or if that's the audio latency actually being reduced. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna plug my headphones in. Okay. Let's try this again. Okay, my hit sounds feel like they're off time. So I'm trying to like play as if like the hit sounds were on time to the music, because that's usually how I sync myself. Okay, it definitely feels weird. Like I'm confused because I think the song is like late. Okay, I think something definitely did change. I'm trying to understand what. The obvious answer is that the latency has gone down. But like, if the latency has gone down, then like, what's the expected thing that we're supposed to see? The song feels hella late. All right, let me try shifting the offset. According to Osu, they recommend like 20 to 40 milliseconds, minus 20 to 40 milliseconds. So let's try that. See what happens. Oh, this is so much better. What the? Okay. It definitely sounds a lot better. Okay, I think it's pretty obvious that that it did something. I just can't tell if I like it or not. It might just have to be one of those things where I just get used to it, because maybe I'm just like not used to it, and then if I try switching off of it, I'll realize just how different it is. But yeah, something definitely changed though. I definitely feel something is different. You should try minus 40. It's like the middle spot. Okay. Okay. I need to pick up my friend from the airport. So I do need to go, but I think the plan is moving forward. We will experiment more with this low latency mode and try to figure out an applicable solution for my own unique setup, because there's no way, like, I don't think that having ultra low latency is a priority for me. The priority for me is being able to hear all my shit, which is currently routed through my audio mixer. So if it can lower latency while I'm using that audio mixer, that'd be dope. But I am curious what it does feel like, and I'm curious to see if I will be able to tell the difference trying to switch off from this onto something else. But we'll see. Is there an offset checking thing built into Osu? Yes, and like, but the thing is, like, it's not just offset. There's also like my own gameplay thing. Like, I could be hitting late because I'm like losing stamina. I actually feel like that's the reason why I was tapping late for most of it. On most of like the single tapping and like jumps and stuff, I feel like I was tapping early. So it's like weird. Give the link to the thread. Yeah. Here you go. This is the link to the thread. But anyways, very cool stuff. I should probably get going now though. All right, peace out, guys. Enjoy life, guys. See you guys. Oh shit. Zudi Nate is on day 25 of her subathon. What? Oh wait, I can't hear her. Oh, it's because it's routed through my audio mixer. Okay, you know what? I can hear again. Just kidding, I still can't hear. Wait, now I can hear. Okay, she just has her audio really low. All right. Enjoy life, guys. Have a good one, guys. Appreciate you guys.
Really pretty area of the hot.
Ooh, exciting times. Brand new developments. Cool stuff. All right, see you, everyone. Bye-bye.